I have the pleasure of introducing our speaker today. And so I solicited a bio sheet, which turned out to be a couple of sheets. As many of you know, our mayor has been very much involved in the community, and then proceeded to leave those at my office. So you may be very privileged to have a short introduction, or it could be longer, because I do know a number of things about our mayor. Let me mention a couple of things. Mayor Ditzler, who served as our mayor here for, the last 7 years, I believe. And he graduated from Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, a degree in finance. He came to Noblesville, well, actually was in the Navy then, as a naval officer for 2 years, and then came to Noblesville when I first met the mayor, which has been 45 years ago. He likes to remind me of my age, so you don't want to add too many times there. You start finding out just how old I am. But in any event, the mayor immediately started at that time a private business, became active in the community, longtime precinct committeeman, was township Republican chair. He's been a founding member of things like the Hamilton County United Way, been on the board of the Boys and Girls Club for many years, served, I think, 16 years on the Noblesville School Board, been very much a part of the Noblesville community over these last 45 years. I'm very proud to introduce the mayor, and I won't tell you some of the stories that maybe are best left unsaid, but I'm going to ask that he come forward. He's going to tell us a little bit about the state of the city over this past year and looking forward. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Barr. Good afternoon, and thank you for having me speak today about the state of our city. Throughout today's talk, I'll be able to share with you some of my thoughts about the city and the many things that have happened over this past year. As I begin, though, I'd first like to share some of the thoughts of a few of Noblesville's citizens. We hope always that people feel free to contact our office with any concerns or compliments they have about city services. If you remember, but the motto that I brought to Noblesville city government when I became mayor was serving one person at a time. It's a motto that I and each employee of our city takes very seriously every day. Everyone is important. Whether that person has a concern or a compliment, we want to hear it. If it is a concern, certainly we want to address it and resolve the issue. If it's a compliment, we want to pass that on to the appropriate department and or the employees involved. Here are some of the compliments that we've received since my last talk. A fantastic community. Thank you for your service and hard work to keep it that way. Yesterday, I was so grateful for and impressed by the service I received by the street department. You guys are awesome. Referring to the employees of the wastewater utility, their work has been outstanding and is truly a compliment to Noblesville. Police Chief Kevin Jowett received this. I want to send my thanks and appreciation to you and your staff for all the work you do for our city. Lieutenant Governor Becky Skillman wrote the following to our wastewater utility. Even as Noblesville grows, you have improved your performance while being more energy efficient. It is great to have an aggressive partner in energy projects. During the week of the ice storm, I'm sure we all remember that, we had the following two comments. We had others also. Thanks to the street department, police, fire, emergency management, Mayor Ditzler, and the rest of you folks. You have a lot to take care of this week, and you did a great job of it. Lastly, John, what a wonderful job your street crew has done again and throughout the winter in removing ice and snow from the streets. Thank you for your leadership, and please extend my appreciation to your crews. We really do appreciate that citizens do take the time to talk to us or contact us about any issue. And along those lines, in an effort to find out what people thought within our community about both the strengths and the weaknesses, we conducted a community survey about a year ago. It was guided by the Community Vision for Excellence Committee. The survey, in turn, has helped us continue and will help us prioritize now and for the long term the planning for the future of Noblesville. The survey results were announced in January and were impressive. We were pleased to see that 91% of the respondents rated the overall quality of life in Noblesville as either excellent or good. The top areas that the city received high rankings showed that Noblesville citizens have a strong sense of community, have a strong trust in government, city, and county, approve of the overall direction that Noblesville is taking, believe that the value of services received for taxes paid is strong, support the overall appearance of the city, and approve of the city's public safety. Now, obviously, we also pay attention to the negative feedback that came out of that survey and where residents want improvement. The survey did indicate various areas where residents expressed a desire to see improvement, which included the ease of rail and bus travel in Noblesville, traffic flow on major streets, current employment opportunities, and participation in local civic groups. Now, later in my talk, I will be addressing areas where the city continues to work on improvements, specifically opportunities for employment and traffic flow. To further advance the long-term planning among Noblesville community partners based on that survey, we have hired Detlef Rathman on a temporary contract basis to further the initiatives that have come out of that survey. Detlef was the chairman of the Community Vision for Excellence Committee and has a great deal of enthusiasm and expertise for this program. And we are very, very excited to see this initiative continue to grow and develop. Certainly, it's not only the community survey that people are pleased with the city of Noblesville, but last month we were honored to receive 2 more national recognitions. In the September issue of Money Magazine and on their website, we were chosen as the number 50 in their ranking of 100 communities as the best places to live in America. Then again, on CNNmoney.com, Hamilton County was ranked as the 5th best place for job growth over the last 10 years. And the cities of Noblesville and Westfield were featured in that article. Now think of that. Despite the recession and the economic realities of the last 3 years, our county's rate of job growth was 5th in the entire country. Pretty amazing. Without question, obviously, I wish we lived in a world where there was no recession. But to wish that and to stick our head in the sand and say that the recession has not affected Noblesville would be negligent and misleading. Times remain challenging for families and business across this country. And also, times remain challenging for cities and towns in America. Now, in last year's talk, I mentioned that we were notified by the state that our city revenue would be down $2.9 million. This year, we were notified again by the state that it would be down an additional $1.2 million. Now, the demand for city services certainly has not decreased. In fact, we received our 2010 census in February, and Noblesville's population has increased 82% since the 2000 census. For your information, we are 51,000, officially 51,969. Now, I know we've got 31 more that have moved in, so I'm going to round that to 52. Probably 53 or 4, but I won't cheat that much. As I've said before, we have more residents to provide services for, and yet our budget to meet those needs has decreased. My administration places the utmost importance on fiscal responsibility, and despite losing millions of dollars, we have adjusted for that revenue reduction and have not had to cut services, nor have we gone into the red. We continue to prioritize projects and keep a firm line on spending. Cost-saving measures have continued, such as not replacing personnel who leave the city unless it's absolutely necessary. We are down about 27 employees from the past. Negotiating contracts whenever possible, and having different departments within our city help each other from time to time on special projects, which reduces overtime and therefore money spent. Strong financial responsibility and planning kept Noblesville in the black at a time when many communities continue to struggle. And certainly our country has struggled. You may remember in August, S&P lowered the credit rating of the United States. By contrast, however, the S&P upgraded the city of Noblesville bond rating in 2009 and then continued to maintain that high rating last fall. Among other factors, the S&P cited a good financial management practices to support the city's high ranking. Now, it's just not city finances that have good financial management. Many Noblesville businesses have had a great year and have plans to expand. Industrial Dielectrics, Trade Tech, SMC Corporation, and Gordon Marketing, just to name a few, have all announced plans to expand and add additional employees. Also, employers such as the Farmers Bank, Garden Ridge, Courtney's Kitchen, and Rochester Medical Implants have or will be opening their offices in Noblesville soon. Our biggest success so far, however, this year in the size of corporate investment occurred a few months ago. This summer, we reached an agreement with Positron Corporation, a molecular imaging company, to relocate in Noblesville. I do have a problem with that word. Molecular. Positron will invest $55 million in a facility that will not only bring jobs to Nobles for that firm, but will also attract complementary businesses that need to be close to that facility. I mentioned earlier that Noblesville received 2 more national honors this year. Now, in addition, several of our businesses have also been recognized during this last year, including SMC Corporation being named by Forbes magazine as the 49th most innovative company in the world. King Systems, Helmer, and Thermatic Technologies were 3rd, 7th, and 22nd, respectively, on a IBJ's list of the largest Indianapolis area market device developers. As you can see from this and many other businesses who have been successful, we're very fortunate here in Noblesville to be the home of many, many outstanding businesses. Now, the city is committed to helping all businesses, big and small, and as such, our Economic Development Department has rolled out many new initiatives over the past year to do just that. The SCORE satellite office is in City Hall. It has been open now for just a little over a year. As a reminder, SCORE is a national, not-for-profit organization that gives free assistance and counseling to existing and emerging business owners. During the past year, they have had 99 appointments to help existing businesses and those who want to become business owners. Again, a free service in City Hall. Certainly, please take advantage of that excellent assistance that SCORE does provide. The city's small loan guarantee program also began earlier this year. Now, this is a tool to help small businesses who are looking to secure a loan but are not approved for the full loan amount that they need. If the business meets certain and a committee's approval, the city would provide the guaranteed funding gap. Again, there's a maximum but an opportunity for the small business to get some help from the city. Another program the Economic Development Department has initiated was the debut of the Business and Development Process feature on our website. This feature provides existing and potential businesses and owners and developers with a checklist of what is required from various projects. It hot links the relevant material. For example, if a developer needs to submit, for example, a certain form from the state, all they have to do is go to our website. It'll hot link them to where that form can be downloaded. Again, the goal is to make it as simple as possible to do business in Noblesville. Our Economic Development Department is continuing to work on updating the Economic Development Strategic Plan. The revisions will be finished this year. This update will address all areas of Noblesville business, including downtown and the corporate campus. Now, one factor that will be addressed that was not built into the original plan was flexibility. The plan will address action items that need to be taken when the economy is prosperous and also when it's weak. When that was made several years ago, we didn't think about a weaker economy. Obviously, in the last few years, we have to plan for that, and we're doing that. Another change that will be reflected from the original plan was based on further developing our city, and it talked about roads, sewers, and other infrastructure. This update will focus more on marketing our city. One tool that we're using to assist with this plan is the results from the anonymous business survey that was concluded this summer. Thanks to you, and again, it was anonymous. We asked questions of local business to describe their satisfaction with the city on services, as well as suggestions for other new and improved services that you would like to see. We received good feedback, and we'll use that feedback to help as we update this process. In an effort to help local job seekers, businesses, because businesses are looking to hire people, last November we had our first Hamilton County Job Fair, and it was very successful. The response was outstanding. We had over 50 employers and over 1,300 Hoosiers representing some 21 counties at that job fair. Because of that response, we are again hosting another job fair. It is next Tuesday, October 4th at the Fair Age Grounds, and it is free, also from 10 to 4. Now, in addition to helping our citizens who are seeking work, we also think this is a great opportunity for local businesses who are seeking qualified employees. Here's an opportunity in a very short period of time to interact with hundreds of potential applicants at a minimal cost to your business. If you have family or friends who are looking for a job, please encourage them to attend this free event, again, October 4th. And we have several partners that help us with this job fair, and I'd like to thank them. The Hamilton County Commissioners, all of the chambers of Hamilton County, the Hamilton County Alliance, Riverview Hospital, Work One, and the Hamilton County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Now, I mentioned earlier that the update on the strategic plan will focus more on marketing all aspects of Noblesville. And we've already launched a marketing initiative that began last spring. In an effort to efficiently and consistently market the city locally, regionally, and nationally, we debuted a new branding campaign for the city that encompasses Noblesville's community, its culture, and its commerce. I think you have a pamphlet on your table referring to this. Another program that was debuted this year will help employers was the development of the MBA program being held in City Hall, offered by the Anderson University Falls Church of Business, School of Business. Why did I say church? I think that's my partner. I can't believe I did that. Anyway, this program is held Tuesday evenings in City Hall, and frankly, we have our meetings at City Hall on Tuesday, every other Tuesday. We had a big parking lot full. It was almost difficult last evening to find a parking place, so it has been successful. Certainly, offering higher education in Noblesville has been a goal of mine, and we're pleased to have come up with this agreement with Anderson for their MBA program. Residents can now earn their MBA right here in Noblesville and not have to drive to another community. And certainly we want to wish those candidates in the MBA program in Noblesville the best of luck during their experience. Our commitment to keeping downtown Noblesville vibrant remains very, very strong. In addition to continuing the initiative that we have already existed, we're also working on new programs to help downtown thrive. Phase 2 of the Riverwalk project is going out to bid next month, and we're excited to see that progress. The Riverwalk has been planned, frankly, for a few years now, but the economy and factors such as finalizing work with utilities has delayed this project. But we are pleased to have it again being put out to bid next month. We were able to move forward with this phase, and it will be completed next summer. The facade grant program continues to be popular among downtown commercial property owners. For each dollar that was invested by the city, the private sector has contributed $2.30 in matching funds. The program has inspired many owners in downtown buildings to invest and renovate and beautify their properties and our downtown. The 8th Street corridor leading into downtown has also undergone significant redevelopment. 3 of the properties have received facade grants. Renovations to the Judge Stone House at 8th and Maple continue, and we are partnering with the Hamilton County Convention and Visitors Bureau for this. The house will be the location of the Nickel Plate Arts Alliance as well as other arts organizations. A parking lot with green features, pervious concrete, and native landscaping will be constructed next to the Judge Stone House, with obviously parking for special events, but also additional parking to help downtown in general. The Model Mill opened a conference facility in their building, and certainly that is an outstanding building and provides another venue for special events in Noblesville. Also, the Hand properties on South 8th Street are now open. Each building, 2 of them, one on each side of the street, have residential units and serve the less fortunate, but also incorporates a commercial office as well. Actually, the Hand office is in one of those buildings. I mentioned earlier that IDI will be renovating their facility on South 8th. You know, when the term public-private partnership is used, this is a perfect example of that. The city is assisting with certain aspects of the corridor's redevelopment, while at the same time, private business are also working to improve this area. A new initiative began last month by our police department, not only for downtown businesses, for the benefit of all residents. From Monday through Friday during the day, the police department will now have an officer on duty at the public safety building for people who walk in, need assistance with filling out a police report, lodging a complaint, or seeking other advice on other issues. Previously, if someone had to speak to an officer, they had to sit and wait in the lobby. We don't know how long, probably too long. And that person would obviously have to wait until an officer was pulled off the road and brought in to assist that individual. With this new initiative, people who stop by the public safety building will get help from an officer sooner, and road patrol officers obviously will be able to stay on the road. During slower periods of time, that dedicated officer that has been patrolling the downtown area on foot, getting to know the business owners, and providing a more visible police presence in the most heavily pedestrian area of our city. It's an initiative that we think will work well for everyone. Now, our engineering department has been very, very busy this last year, developing and maintaining our roadways. There's been approximately $22 million worth of roads projects this last year. And we know that construction projects affect you, the motorist, and we truly appreciate your patience during this construction season. Once things are completed, however, we much look forward to a more efficient roads and safer roads as we travel throughout Noblesville. One of the most eagerly anticipated completions will be State Route 38, Little Chicago, intersection improvement project. Now, this has been a project between the city and the Indiana Department of Transportation. Planning for this project has been, frankly, too long in coming. It is an NDOT project, and many factors. I'm just passing the blame. It is an NDOT project. But there were a lot of factors that delayed that. And the utility relocates is one of those. The right-of-way acquisition, and certainly coordinating with NDOT and other factors as well. But I am pleased to say that this intersection will be opened ahead of schedule on October 6th. So put that in your calendar, and for all of us that live in this part of the world, a real blessing, a blessing for everybody. For any road project, obviously we analyze how this closure or restriction will affect traffic, and we plan accordingly to minimize your inconvenience in the monitoring of our public infrastructure or public roads as much as possible. And again, that will be opened October 6th, so we're all very excited about that. The other large project that is coming to a close is the Union Chapel Road project. Now, this is a 5-phase project and will be completed by November 1st. Union Chapel, if you're not aware, has been extended from 166th Street to State Route 32, and it is a 4-lane roadway with multi-use trails. Most importantly, Union Chapel will function as an additional north-south corridor that will help relieve, hopefully, the traffic on 37. Now, once Promise Road Elementary School opens next fall, this road will be even more important. One road project that we have been planning and looking forward to for quite some time has unfortunately been delayed. The plans for the River Road project have been finished and have been ready for construction since last spring. But we needed some right-of-way, and the right-of-way belongs to the Indianapolis Water Company. However, as you may know, that water company put a hold on all activity, if you will, in May due to the transfer of that property to the Citizen Energy Group. Now, as part of that hold, obviously River Road was delayed. We have met with representatives of Citizens Energy in final paperwork for land acquisition, and the project will move forward. We again received approval from them, and we'll be able to move that forward as soon as possible. We expect that project will be able to get underway next spring. Obviously, we are disappointed, as you are disappointed in that, but we do appreciate everyone's patience as we know it's a problem. The first phase we did a number of years ago, and this is the second phase that we're talking about. We were thrilled to learn that Noblesville received a grant of almost $750,000 from the Indianapolis Metro Planning Organization. It's going to build a roundabout at 196th and Hague Road, and obviously, as you know, or if you go that way, it's a 4-way stop currently, and the Noblesville Intermediate School traffic causes this intersection to get backed up every school day. A roundabout will allow for quicker and safer travel through that intersection. I do happen to serve on the policy committee of the Indiana Regional Transportation Council, and John Berry, our city engineer, is on that technical committee, and we were able to champion this project to the IRTC, which again resulted in approval of that grant. Now, this means that there's $740,000 that will not have to come out of the city budget to pay for this roundabout. This grant will also help construct a trail from 196th and Hague north to the intermediate school. Our long-term goal is to take this same trail from 196th and Hague all the way to the harbors. This construction, for example, of the Kerrigan Road Bridge, which was opened in April, is another step in achieving this goal. The pedestrian bridge also was used federal stimulus funding and were no city taxpayer dollars used. The next step in extending the trail will be for extending the trail from Edgewater to Hague Road, and again, unfortunately, that has been delayed because of the ownership that has been transferred to Citizens Energy. Again, we have met with Citizens Energy, and we feel that this section of trail will be completed in the summer of 2012. Talking about trails are very important. And I mentioned earlier that we all want to address the concerns or complaints, whatever you want to hear, that residents have. One issue that has been brought to our attention, and we were aware of, is the need for trails. To develop and address this concern, we have met with representatives from the public, but also engineering, our Parks Department, and our Economic Development Department, have been meeting almost a year to talk about trail connectivity. We have approximately 77 miles of trails in the city of Noblesville, and it's important to align those trails with what we currently have in our inventory. We've developed a priority list and want to extend connectivity as funds become available. Now, some of those trails will be able to be programmed. In fact, some of them already have been in the upcoming infrastructure projects, and others will be standalone projects in the future. As I wrap up today, I would like to take a moment to recognize a couple of things. One, each of you here today are important to Noblesville's success. Whether you own a business or a resident of Noblesville or both, all of us work hard to make Noblesville the best it can be. Thank you for all you do for Noblesville. Likewise, each city department and every employee have a stake in Noblesville, and they work very hard each day to make our city great. We have a great, great team. My thanks and appreciation to all of them as well. Money Magazine said this summer that we're one of the best places to live in the country, and I certainly agree with them. However, I said last year at our State of the City address, and I said again in January when our community survey results were announced, I firmly believe that we must not become complacent and allow ourselves to take our community for granted. Instead, as I've mentioned before, that was the reason really for the community survey, was to assess our community. It's important that we continue to work to improve ourselves and meet the growing and ever-changing needs of our citizens and our businesses. I believe that we are well positioned to compete with any community in the country for new business, investment, and opportunities, as well as continue to be the outstanding place that we call home. As you've heard today, we have introduced many new initiatives to further these goals, and we've placed the utmost importance on planning for the future. I look forward to working with you and to keep all Noblesville the best it can be. Again, thank you for having me today, and I hope you have a good afternoon.